Here come the drums.
Alright.
Vordeer here, speaking on some things. I just want to say rest in peace to Hadiya Pendleton. They did find her 2 killers, have been found. But this is also a video response to Mr. Superboy 222. He brought up some really great points. I am happy that they found the 2 killers who killed this innocent young female. She was only 15 years old, honor student, had the entire future ahead of her. Rest in peace, Hadiya Pendleton. And I'm happy that they found the 2 killers. However, isn't it strange how they can find her 2 killers, yet you've got over 500 people who were murdered in Chicago, yet they don't know who killed who shot who, and you know how the street code of snitches get stitches and everybody, you know, keeps it quiet, mind your own business. However, they were able to find her 2 killers, which brings me to this. If they can find her 2 killers, they can find all of the people who've been committing these senseless acts of violence and killing folks. They can find whoever. It just goes to show you how the media and the police are full of shit. Okay? It amazes me how they can find certain people's killers, yet you can have 500 unanswered homicides, 500 plus people being killed, shot dead in the streets. And everybody that was shot and killed weren't technically bad people. Case in point, Hadiya Pendleton. There's a lot of good young men and women who happen to live in inner cities. They didn't choose to live in the urban area. They didn't choose to live in poverty. They didn't choose to live in these decaying neighborhoods. They just happened to live there, walking to school, hanging out with friends, at the park, sitting on the porch, getting shot. People in their own house, little babies, little girls and boys, sitting in the house getting shot in the head, minding their own business. Yet, they can't find who killed them. Don't nobody know who shot who. Yet, all of a sudden, they know exactly who killed this young girl. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that they know who killed her. But the point is, if they can find the 2 killers who killed Hadiya Pendleton, rest in peace, they can find who's killing everybody else as well. The main reason why her killers were brought to justice is simply because this was a nationwide story. It blew up. You know, she was an honor student, she was a phenomenal young female, had the entire future ahead of her, and was gunned down at the park. The previous week she was at President Barack Obama's and Vice President Joe Biden's inauguration, and it made headlines because of that. And because of all the news reporting, and it's all over television and in the internet, and everyone's making videos, they hunted down and found her 2 killers. Also, with First Lady Michelle Obama going to her funeral and many other representatives and politicians attending Hadiya Pendleton's funeral, they've made sure to find the 2 killers. But my thing is, how come they don't talk about all the rest of the murders that take place in Chicago, Flint, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan? They don't talk about these places. They don't never talk about all the murders. They can't never find who killed people. However, all of a sudden they got 2 young black males who now are going to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Lives are completely ruined. They took the lives of another young female, Hadiya Pendleton. You know, you got 3 young black lives completely destroyed. And everybody just sits up and think, okay, yay, we found the killer, great. And everybody will forget all about it, just like they forgot about Trayvon Martin and Jordan Davis and Rakia Boyd and Sean Bell and many others who have lost their lives. The point is, it's time to, as a people, black people, it's time to not only rally and protest, but put actions with your words. It's time to demand that our president and his administration address the issues that concern black people in this country. I I mean, we did vote for him. Over 90% of us voted for President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden in 2008 and in 2012. So many of us have donated time and money to his administration and making sure that he's reelected, yet he gets back in office and once again hasn't said anything about the issues that black people face as far as unemployment and jobs and, you know, being able to create wealth into the black community, education, whatever. He hasn't addressed it. And I get tired of hearing, you know, well, it's not his job to save us. Nobody's asking him to save us. The point is, when people vote for you, you owe loyalty to your constituents. I mean, my goodness, he can talk for the gays and the homosexuals and lesbians and transgendered and bisexuals. He can talk for the Hispanics. He can talk for women, but he can't say anything about black people in this country who voted for him as well. That's all I'm saying. Why do we have to feel bad when we want our problems addressed, when we want a little help? All of a sudden, you guys just want the president to do everything, and he's not the black people's president, he's America's president. We understand he's America's president. That's besides the point. In that case, he's not the gay president, he's not the Hispanic president, and he's not the woman president either. So don't try to sit up here and use that ignorant remark to try to retract what we're saying or why we're complaining. I think it was nice that First Lady Michelle Obama went to Hadiya Pendleton's funeral. However, what took you so long to come back to Chicago? Like Mr. Superboy 222 said, it's a darn shame that all these young men and women, you know, black on black crime, you know, is taking over. People are dying. People are being murdered. Lives are being cut short. And don't nobody give a damn. You got all these politicians who don't do nothing but lie and panhandle to get our votes, but get in office or get, you know, reelected to whatever they're going to be, and they don't do a darn thing for us, and we just sit back and take it like morons. It's time to demand our issues are addressed. Rest in peace, Hadiya Pendleton, but rest in peace to the thousands of black men and women, young black boys and girls, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, cousins, aunts, everybody who's passed away, lost their lives to acts of violence that will never be addressed because they're not important, because they're not honor students, because they didn't get a chance to go to inauguration. I'm just saying, there's so many other people have been murdered and killed, yet they can't find who killed them, yet it only took them 2 weeks to find out what happened in this situation. Rest in peace, Hadiya Pendleton. But the point is, it's time to stop lying to the people. Politicians and police officers, people that are supposed to serve and protect the community, it's time for you to do your darn job instead of feeding us a bunch of bull.